Hey there foodies, it is Marisha. We are in the season to have some warm, cozy comfort foods. Today we're going to make my ultimate no-fail chicken and dumplings. You thought that you couldn't have chicken and dumplings anymore because of the keto diet? So happy to say that you were wrong. I've got a really good dumpling recipe and it actually works. So if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, press on the notification bell, and only then can we get started. Let's go. For this recipe, I'm going to use my gorgeous Dutch oven. You can use any large pot. I have 6 chicken thighs here. They are bone in and skin on. I'm going to start off by just searing the outside of the chicken in a little bit of oil. I really like the Dutch oven because you can actually sear in it, you can slow cook in it, you can roast in it, and it's even heating, it's cast iron, it's ceramic, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So as you can see, my chicken has started to brown on both sides. Some of the chicken brown, some of it didn't. But basically, when it's all brown, we're just going to put it to the side. I've just used the lid as like a plate. And then as you can see here, I have some spices and herbs. I have fresh garlic, bay leaves, onion powder, some thyme, and some rosemary. So I'm going to remove the bay leaves and the garlic, and I'm going to put all of my herbs and my onion powder in a mortar and pestle, and I'm going to crush everything together until it's a fine powder. That looks good, so let's put that aside for now. Taking out my last piece of chicken, and now I can add my mirepoix. I really, for this recipe, didn't focus on the exact mirepoix measurements. I just did like 2 Spanish onions, 2 large carrots. Because this is a low-carb recipe, I'm going to use turnips instead of potatoes, which was so great. And then I'm also going to add some celery. I just chopped up my celery and actually had it in the freezer so that it wouldn't go bad. I love to do that with vegetables. And then I'm going to crush up my garlic cloves and add that as well. So we're going to cook this until it begins to sweat. Add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And now I'm going to also add in my crushed spices and herbs. And if there's another spice that you would like, feel free. This is your chicken and dumplings. Adding back my chicken, I'm going to give everything a stir. And then I'm going to add some chicken stock. Now if you don't have chicken stock or vegetable stock or turkey stock, feel free just to add water. You will still get a wonderful amount of flavor from the chicken and the bones and the vegetables. It'll be great. So add in the bay leaves, and I just kind of push them into the liquid, and then you are going to put on the lid and let this come to a boil for about 45 minutes. At this stage, the chicken is pretty tender. I can basically break it apart with my wooden spoon and then remove the bones from it. And sometimes I just like to separate the chicken from the bone and leave the bone in the pot so that it just continues to flavor the liquid and the stew. Next, we can work on our keto dumplings, which is actually a fathead dough. So I'm going to start off by taking my egg yolks, putting that in a large bowl, and then I'm going to add my baking powder, and then my almond flour, and then lastly some melted mozzarella cheese. Now you can check the description for all of the exact measurements. And this looks like it's not going to combine, but it does combine. It looks super weird, I know. And we usually do this backwards. So generally you would take the cheese, melt that down first, add in the egg yolk, and then mix in the almond flour later on. But regardless of the way that I did it, it still turned out perfectly. My stew has gotten darker, it's continued to cook, the chicken has continued to break down. So to cook our dumplings, we need to make a little bit of a pool in the center of that stock that we've created. I'm going to pick apart little pieces of my dumpling dough and toss that right in the center of the stew. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna put on the lid and let the dumplings cook for about 10 minutes. And this dough actually makes amazing rollout dumplings. So if you want to, put a little bit of coconut flour on a silicone mat and just roll it out and then cut it into squares with a pizza cutter and cook it the same exact way and they will be perfect. Options always feel great, I know. My stew has come to a full boil. The dumplings look amazing. They actually puffed up. They're cloudy, they're fluffy, they're so light. I can just toss everything together and grab a bowl and a spoon or a fork, depending on, you know, what kind of mood you're in. Before serving, just taste this one last time to adjust the seasoning. And you've got literally one of the coziest meals on the planet, and it's low carb, so it's great for all of you keto and paleo lifestylers. This was so delicious, like seriously, a one pot dish. I hope that you guys try this out, keto or not, low carb or not. It is so good. This was it the next day. As you can see, the broth is deeper in color, it's richer, of course the flavor is more intense. Let me know what you think below. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. For more comfort food videos like this one, check the description below. Also, let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know what your favorite comfort foods are. And I will see you guys soon in the next video. Bye, foodies.